And welcome to a new unboxing video, and today we've got a continuation. Yes, it's a line we've already covered and they release things regularly and I still enjoy talking about it, so I'm continuing. And it's superpowers. Yeah, McFarlane superpowers. Remember the first time I reviewed those, I wasn't too sure I liked them, but now I actually do. I think they've done really very well. They've gone a long way from the first wave, which wasn't that great, to now being really a truly nostalgic line. So we do have a new wave, which I think is, I can't remember which wave it is, but there's quite a few now. Could it be wave 10? Yeah, I think it's wave 10 actually. And we do have the full wave here, so we're going to discover it together. So first of all, we do have a new version of Robin, and it looks like it's the Jason Todd version of Robin. We do have Jay Garrick as the original 1940s Flash, so the Golden Age Flash, which is very exciting because they had started doing some of the JSA characters, so it's nice that they are continuing. Then we do have this huge, incredibly huge Lobo. I mean, he's massive. I mean, we'll compare once they're open, but he's actually massive. It's so heavy. It's very odd. I didn't expect him to be that big, to be honest. Then we do have the Atom going from the big to the small. So we do have the Atom here. And then we do have, because as you know with McFarlane, there's always some re-releases, variant type of things. And they are usually chase figures. And the two chase figures for this wave are the Unmasked Batman and the Return of Superman version of Superman. So that's basically all we're going to open today, and we're going to see what they're like. So let's start with the as usual, I'm going to have a quick look at the packaging, but you know the packaging for superpowers, it's always the same. You do have an image of the character, the name of the character, and in the back you do have the selection. So it's supposed to be the whole collection here, and they do say that we now have 51 figures, but it doesn't take into account, because as you can see, that's the 51 figures that they've got here, but we don't have included in that list, we don't have the 3-pack that was in black and white. And we don't have the 2 other 3-packs that were released, the JSA 3-pack and the Vigilante and Peacemaker and Judo Master set. So basically we've already got 9 more figures than this. So basically that's 60 different figures, but on top of that you do have the exclusive Brainiac that was a gold label, so that's 61. And we do have the variant Batman 89 figure that was included with the pack with the Batwing and the can't remember, the Twirly Bat, the black version. So basically we've already got 62 figures out, and a lot more coming. And actually we'll be talking about McFarlane soon, because their first crowdfunding Kickstarter style project is out, so hopefully very, very soon I'll be doing an unboxing of that. Anyways, let's focus on wave 10. I'm pretty sure it's wave 10. So we'll start with the variant, because it's always, you know, I wouldn't say the less interesting figures, but it's characters that we already know, and it's just basically, oh, it's a new costume and so on and so on. So let's get those out of the way, even though this is, as I said, this is one of the chase figures, so it's not available as widely as the others. At the moment, I think that one shop in the US, GameStop, has them, and Entertainment Earth in the US have it. Otherwise, I haven't seen them anywhere, so I don't even know where they will be available in Europe, because I'm not sure they're out in Europe. Maybe they are. So here we go. We do have the Return of Superman version with his black costume as usual. I mean, you know the drill. You do have 7 points of articulation as usual, so they're always the same. It's very interesting that we do have a new sculpt for Superman, because he's got the mullet, because Superman had a mullet at that time. And it's actually very nice. I mean, for a variant, I think it's a very, very cool variant. I mean, some variants are not always that great, but this one is okay. So here you go. I'm just trying to show you a bit more the sculpt, but it's really very, very decent. So that's the first one. We'll see the other one in more details, of course, because as I said, they are variants, so there's not that much. Even though it's interesting that so Batman, the unmasked Batman, I'm not going to go through the packaging again because it is the same packaging. And once again, they still do that thing that I find extremely annoying, which is to have the cape go through the back of the packaging. Even that was easier to remove than usual, but I think it's a bit of a waste of plastic. So here we go. So, well, no surprise here, it's the same Batman as usual, except of course we don't have a cowl because he's got he's unmasked. So that's really actually pretty decent. I mean, otherwise, I mean, it's the same Batman figure as usual. There's nothing new except for that new head, which is not bad. And then we can put back his cape on. That's actually one thing that they've done a huge amount of progress, the capes, because the first capes were really pretty bad, whereas now they're actually quite decent. So that was the unmasked Batman, and now we've got all the new figures. So we'll start with the Atom. Same thing, same blister. You've got the Atom. It would have been nice to have a mini Atom, but I suppose we know that in this line there's not that many accessories. Here is the Atom. It looks very cool. That's better to basically. It looks really pretty cool. It's a smaller build character, because they do have different build. They've got the very muscular one. You've got the muscular one like that. You've got basically a smaller build like this one for characters who are not as muscular or younger character. And he does have his little belt, because what he needs is belt, otherwise he can't change size. So that's actually a pretty decent figure of the Atom. So that's the third one. I think we'll keep Lobo for last because he's the big one, and we'll go directly to Robin. So it is a different version of Robin. We've had a few Robins already. We've had two Robins in that line, not counting of course the original, but it's the first time we do have, I would say, the classic look of Robin. One we had before, other than Dick Grayson in the original line, was the Tim Drake version. So it's going to be interesting. Once again, we've got the problem with the cape, because of course, basically when you try and get the cape out, the plastic, it comes undone, and here we go. So actually it's very cool, in the sense that it really looks very much like the original superpower Robin from the 80s. I mean, you do have even the carotid chop that the original Robin had, except of course you don't have any mechanism. So because of course the superpowers in the 80s all had a special action feature, and Robin's was the carotid chop. So it's actually nice that they have done this as a homage, and it looks very, very cool. So it's a new sculpt. because it does have the little pixie boots, and you do have the two bangs on his hair, which is very, very, very characteristic of Jason Todd. So it's actually a very nice little figure, and of course, because he's a kid, is shorter than Batman, or any other character. I'm sure that he's even shorter than, yes, he is shorter than Superman as well. So it's actually pretty nice. Only thing that I would say is I think the cape is a bit too long, because I mean Robin usually has a short cape, so maybe the cape is a bit too long, but it's a very decent figure and a nice new sculpt. Very happy with that. And then we're getting to probably my one of my two favorites, but we do get the Flash from the JSA, which is actually an interesting thing, that they seem to be doing some of the JSA character. We've already had the Golden Age Green Lantern, we've had the Golden Age Starman, and Howlman. So that's 3 already. So it's really nice that they are continuing the Golden Age superheroes. Yeah, I didn't forget. Yeah, of course it doesn't show that. I don't know why I'm checking this to check if I haven't forgotten the JSA character, but the JSA characters, of course, were really in the 3 packs, so I wouldn't see them on here in the first place. Anyways, so here is Flash, and he looks very, very, very cool. I've always liked Jay Garrick's look in the Golden Age Flash. Has always been really good fun. So of course you can have him run, even though of course he won't be running very, very far because he has no action feature. The head and helmet are one solid piece, but it's still pretty nicely sculpted. It's a very, very good figure. I really like it. I think it may be my favorite so far of the new wave. And then we've got the pièce de résistance, as they say, and we do have Lobo. I have to admit that I'm actually shocked by the size of Lobo. For me, this version of Lobo is the one that comes from the animated Justice League TV series, or maybe also the Simon Bisley look. When Bisley was drawing Lobo, he was always making him absolutely enormous, but that's the style that Bisley had. But here we go, it is absolutely massive. I can compare it to Superman if you want. Here you go. I mean, that's big. I'm pretty sure he's even bigger than Darkseid in that line, so that's a bit surprising. I don't mind that he is that tall. He looks absolutely fantastic. It is a great figure. So he's got same thing, the same 5 point of articulation as usual. It's interesting to see that the boots, the top of the kneecap things are actually really nicely done, so that they are a link to the boots. And the interesting thing is that Lobo has actually a proper jacket. This is actually a cloth jacket. It's fabric, which I think is really cool to have done it that way. I'm sure that people can remove the jacket if they want to, but it's really, really a very, very nice chunky figure. As I said, surprisingly big. I mean, can show you again with Superman next to him is huge, but it's actually a very, very cool figure, so it's not too disappointing. So here you go. That's the new wave of superpowers by Todd McFarlane, and we do have the 2 chase figures, which are the Unmasked Batman, and the Return of Superman, and then we do have the Atom, the Jason Todd version of Robin, the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick, and last but not least, the humongous Lobo. So they are really, really cool. I like this line more and more. Each new wave, they seem to be really getting that nostalgia feel, and it really ticks all the boxes. So very, very happy with that line, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.